Alright guys, and welcome back to class. So today we are going to be looking at another piece of writing, The Teenage Soldiers of World War I. Now first is going to be a picture, and I want you guys to choose one of the figures or characters or people that are on the painting and write a brief journal entry from that individual's perspective. So basically you're going to put yourself into the shoes of the soldier and explain where he is, how he got there, and what he's thinking or feeling. So this is the picture. So you're going to look at this and you're going to tell me and answer those questions based off of what you see in the picture. Our focusing question for this lesson is, why did countries and individuals join World War I? And our content framing question in our reveal stage says, what does a deeper exploration of the experiences of British teenage soldiers reveal? Then read aloud the article. In your response journal, how do the title and the subheadings help you understand what this article is about? What other characteristics of this article help you understand what it is about? Why did the soldiers join the war? What happened to them after they joined the war? Reread the article, The Teenage Soldiers of World War I, and annotate. When you see something that explains why the teenagers joined the war, you're going to put a W. When you see what happened to the teenagers after they joined the war, you're going to put WH. In your vocabulary journals, I would like for you guys to add the word monotonous, which means very boring because of a repeated action, or boring or dull. How did the expectations of the teenagers who volunteered compare with the realities of World War I? Reread the first paragraph aloud and go to the first sentence. The first sentence says, war confers many things on boys who pick up a weapon to fight. To confer means grant or bestow, or to give. So in other words, war gives many things to boys who pick up a weapon to fight. How does the meaning of confer develop World War I's overall effect on the teenagers? In other words, what did the war give them? What was the pressure from the society? You'll find this answer in paragraph 14 that motivated the teenagers to join the fight in World War I. And what does the military's treatment of the teenage soldiers reveal about society at this time? This will be in your response journals. We're now going to create a T-chart. There are many different strategies that we can use to develop our ideas with well-chosen evidence. I want to remind you that in the last lesson, we examined concise evidence, and how much they include is an important factor. So the types of evidence that I want us to talk about are facts, statistics, definition, brief explanation or description, a first-person account, which is when someone tells you something because they were there, or an argumentative claim or opinion. Think about these types of evidence, and which one would best suit a particular purpose. Why would you use a fact over a first-person account? The Peace President Goes to War, which is on handout 1B, I would like for you to read silently paragraphs 12. Choosing from the list in your T-chart, what type of evidence does the author use to support his purpose of explaining American support of isolationism? Think, what does isolationism mean? Read paragraph 13. What precise piece of evidence from your T-chart would convince you as an American citizen in 1915 to abandon your commitment to isolationism? How would you summarize the ways each piece of evidence we discussed matches a specific purpose? Review the article and find an example of those remaining types of evidence that are listed in the left column. So I want you to go through that article and see if you can find any more statistics or definitions or first-person accounts of people who were actually there. Then remember, write a found materials poem after you've done that. You will now construct a found materials poem to explain teenage soldiers' experiences and convey the conflict between individuals and society that we have discussed so far. So scan the article, highlight or underline words, phrases that best convey the teenager's experience, and then write what you found in a found materials poem. Remember, we did this back in Module 1. Compose a found poem that incorporates several types of evidence. Remember, a found poem is one that is created using only words, phrases, or quotations that have been selected and rearranged from another text. Writing found poems is a structured way for you to review material and to synthesize your learning. To end our lesson, our content framing question is in our reveal stage. What does a deeper exploration of the experiences of British teenage soldiers reveal? Which experience do you think was most significant to British teenage soldiers? For tonight's homework, I want you to complete your found materials poem. Let's look at our vocabulary deep dive. For a brief moment, write down end result, unexpected surprise, join together, plan ahead. Redundant means unnecessarily repetitive. So when we look at the word brief moment, a moment is something that's already short. And if it's brief, it's already short as well. So we've just repeated ourselves in what's called a redundancy. If you plan ahead, for example, in order to plan something, you have to think ahead. Ahead would be the same thing. So we are repeating ourselves. A surprise is already unexpected. So unexpected surprise would be a redundancy, or repeating myself unnecessarily when I don't have to. Why do we say and write these expressions if we know that they're redundant? We're going to practice finding and correcting repetitive words and phrases. Let's look at these 3 sentences. See if you can find the redundancies. And remember, don't say it twice. Be one and done. Sometimes redundancies occur when writers try to describe a word using a description that already captures the meaning of the original word. Often an adjective or an adverb makes the phrase redundant. What 2 words make a redundancy in these sentences? Look at these sentences and tell me which 2 words are redundant. For your exit ticket today, I want you to find the redundancy in the paragraph that says, after the German army forcefully invaded Belgium, Britain's young teenage boys enlisted in droves. They were left in shock, though, by the wicked atrocities they witnessed. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today's lesson. Once again, if you need any help, I am always available for office hours between 11:22 a.m. and 12:06. See you next time. Bye.